Did you know why the Honkai Star Rail's icon is March 7th? How about the fact that her 4-leaf clover resembles the gacha currency, the oniric shard? If you want to know the answer, stick around, and I will tell you more about that, along with some other facts about her. Like what we already know, March 7th was found floating in space, frozen in a 6-phased ice. Coincidentally, the first world we visited was called Jarilo 6. Just as Danhung is related to the other world, March 7th might have a connection with Jarilo 6 because Jarilo 6 is a planet that is frosted over due to the eternal freeze. From these, maybe the one who caused the tragedy in Jarilo 6 was also responsible for what is happening to March 7th. Interestingly, her ability to create ice is also referred to as 6-phased ice. Therefore, there is a possibility that March 7th actually freezes herself, due to a horrible accident or the misuse of her power. By the way, when she first got out of her frozen state, she had a vivid memory of another person besides Mr. Young and Mrs. Himiko. It could be Pom Pom, but it would be strange for her to forget about Pom Pom. This individual was further mentioned when we examined Mr. Yang's voice line about his opinion on Pom Pom. It turns out, the other person incurred Pom Pom's wrath, and Pom Pom might have banished them from the train. Speaking of Pom Pom, it turns out that Pom Pom also shared unforgettable moments with March 7th. Pom Pom mentioned that Pom Pom always tries to avoid March 7th when she's holding her camera because March 7th attempts to tie a bow to Pom Pom's ears. This incident is shown in one of March 7th light cones, day 1 of my new life. In the light cone, you can see March 7th was hugging Pom Pom and Pom Pom's face appears to be in a miserable state. The clothes that Pom Pom was wearing at that moment were found hanging on the mirror in March 7th room. Additionally, in the same light cones, we were able to see March 7th's signature. Furthermore, in her room, she also had a Pom Pom plushie. Even the description mentions that the plushie's color has faded due to March 7th hugging it countless times. Now let's take a closer look at March 7th character design. March 7th has white 4-leaf clover accessories all over her body, including her phone case. Did you notice what object this 4-leaf clover is actually similar with? It is similar to the warp symbol and bears a resemblance to the oniric shard. Even the color theme is similar, which is pink, blue, and white. If we take a look at oniric shard description, it said crystallized lights floating in the sea of stars, pulsing with the residual dream of an ancient leviathan. Everything of the old world turned in the end into candlelight that illuminates the darkness ahead. Since we know that March 7th was found in the space, the lights must be referring to March 7th. We still do not know what the leviathan means. But it could be a reference to a future boss fight. And in the last sentence, it could mean that March 7th might be the key to defeating this same leviathan in the future since March 7th was a relic from the past. No one knows how old March 7th actually is. But when we interact with the rating gun using March 7th, the gun is not able to give her any ratings. Since the same case also happens to Sampo and Jing Yan, rating gun might not be able to rate a really old character, or a character with a mysterious background. In March 7th character design, she wears a pin on her waist, but she actually attaches 2 more pins to her bow, with one of them being Pom Pom. We catch a glimpse of this when she attacks, but it becomes clearer in her ultimate animation. It is hinted that she can summon her arrow from the 4-leaf clover located on her leg, suggesting that the 4-leaf clover serves as a quiver. Additionally, in her ultimate animation, her arrow transforms into an animal, specifically Pom Pom. The 4-leaf clover pattern also appears when the March 7th shield is activated. Let's take a look at this animation. Still regarding her character design, since March 7th is a member of the Astral Express faction, she has a parlor train ticket attached to her clothes, like all of the other members. Let's move on to another fact about March 7th. Alongside her hobby of taking pictures, did you know she has another hobby? In one of March 7th voice lines, she reveals that her other hobby is writing diaries. Both of them had similarities, in which the purpose is to preserve memories, and at the same time, she is one of the preservation characters in the game. When we examine her eidolons, they are all related to memories, and if we listen to her combat voice, specifically when she gets knocked out, she mentions that she doesn't want to be left alone anymore. Pom Pom might have wanted to hint at this. In one of our interactions with Pom Pom mentions that even though March 7th is talkative, she becomes quiet when she organizes her photo album or writes in her diary. That covers all the facts about March 7th. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this information. I'll see you in future episodes.